Alright guys, Tom Lawrence here from highlyeffectiveleader.com. One thing we all need to realize is that we all work for ourselves. We do not work for anyone else. And that includes you. You only work with others, and this is also including your leader. Throughout my career, I've worked with very few great leaders, some average leaders, and a lot more low-performing leaders. As I grew in my career, I always felt the need to ask for more responsibility. A lot of my leaders were reluctant to give too much responsibility away because they were insecure, but I kept asking anyway. I wanted to be out my comfort zone so I could test myself and work on developing myself. The only way I felt I could develop was by challenging myself as much as possible in anything I did. I tried to vary my roles as much as possible so I could keep challenging myself and I wouldn't feel stagnant. I have this fear that if I don't challenge myself as much as possible, both in the workplace and in my personal life, then I'm not learning anymore. I hate the feeling of being bored in life. So the best way was to get out of my comfort zone as much as I can. For example, when I worked in Scotland, I was there for 3.5 years, and I must admit the job I was doing did get boring in the end because I wasn't challenging myself enough. So since then, I have vowed to try not to let myself get bored and just drift around in life. I have vowed to challenge myself. Change is discussed a lot in the workplace and how important it is to embrace it. We have discussed it quite a bit during this online course outside a leader's comfort zone. And the reason I say that is because change makes everyone uncomfortable at first. So it is very important that we work on being comfortable with being uncomfortable. When we do this, we are learning and getting better. This is what personal growth really is. By walking into the unknown, we are challenging ourselves. When we challenge ourselves, we improve. When I worked in Liverpool for the railway, I was offered the project engineer role. It was a new position within the company, and a few other people applied for it too. I didn't have many years of railway experience, but I did have 9 years of engineering experience. I had also done a lot of good work since I had the meeting with my mentor and made the necessary improvements. I was offered the job, and this made a few of the people unhappy. And the reason they were unhappy was some of them who applied had been at the company for a lot longer than I did. I had worked in the automotive industry as an engineer, the heating industry as an engineer, and joined the rail industry about 3 years earlier. So I had experience of other industries which I believed to be an asset, as I could look at things from a different perspective. But a lot of people in the engineering industry seem to get angry and upset when a person with fewer years' experience is offered the job that they wanted. Some of the other candidates had more than 15 years' experience working at the same company and doing the same job. They hadn't applied for anything before because they were comfortable in the job they had. In other words, they were inside their comfort zone. So thinking about it, they really only had 6 months to a year experience. But they were repeating the same job many times for 15 years. So when you think about it again, who had the most experience really? Apart from me, nobody had any experience of project engineering. I got that experience through my graduate training and some of the projects I had already worked on. The other candidates had worked on the shop floor as part of the maintenance teams, and it was very rare that they would be asked to lead any projects. Maybe this was something for the managers to think about, or maybe the guys who applied for the role should have asked for more responsibility. They should have been recommending new ideas, solutions, and projects. If they did that, then they could have led these ideas, turned them into projects, and gained the experience required. I like to challenge myself and move out of my comfort zone. That is exactly what I was doing by applying for and being offered the project engineer role. I received training on how to use project planning tools that I had never used and other essential courses that the job required. Most of all, I built relationships with other people within the organization that helped me to increase my influence further. Most of what we have discussed during this online course is directed to your life as a team member and a leader of teams in the workplace. However, the principles I am sharing can be practiced in any part of your life, whether that's at home, with your friends, or in any social activities that you're part of. You can get out of your comfort zone anywhere, not just at work. So with that in mind, where else can you challenge yourself? How are you going to challenge yourself? When are you going to challenge yourself? What will you do to challenge yourself? How are you going to make yourself more valuable at work and at home? I want you to challenge yourself at home as much as you will at work. And the reason for this is how you will get ahead of the game quicker, as opposed to others who only try to grow at work. It is probably something you haven't thought about doing before. Challenging yourself and getting out of your comfort zone at home is just as important. A way to challenge myself both at home and at work was to start my business, highlyeffectiveleader.com, and helping others. I mentioned earlier that a lot of my leaders were reluctant to give away too much responsibility because they were insecure. Well, challenging yourself is how you learn more about yourself. By you knowing yourself better, this will make you more secure and less insecure. You can be the most accomplished person in the world, but the most insecure person too. Work on yourself, know yourself, and make yourself more secure. Personal growth doesn't happen when you're in a comfortable state. When you're uncomfortable, that is when personal growth happens. To grow, we need to work on ourselves, push ourselves, and challenge ourselves. We cannot grow by accident or by waiting for things to happen. We need to make things happen for ourselves. That is the only way you will grow. Does your company offer you opportunities to grow? For example, courses, mentoring, or for change? If they do, are you taking them up on their offers? If you are, then keep taking them. If you are not, then you're losing out and not growing, which is the worst thing you can do. If you're still waiting for your company to offer those opportunities, then you are missing out too. You need to find these opportunities for yourself. Create the opportunities to change by recommending new projects or processes, as we discussed earlier. Challenge yourself every day. Always remember, trust is the foundation of leadership. Does your leader and other leaders within the organization trust you? I ask this because a way to challenge yourself is to apply for higher roles. If the leader doesn't trust you, then you won't get the job. If they do trust you, then there is a high possibility that you will get the job. Building trust is not easy and is a challenge. We have discussed building trust throughout this online course, so be sure to take action on what you have learned about trust. Do you know where you want to be in 5 years? If not, then you're already there. When I first heard that statement, it really hit home. That was about 13 years ago, and I took personal growth extremely seriously. I encourage you to really think about it too. Do your best to work out where you want to be in the next 5 years. When you know that, you can plan towards it and work on yourself to strive towards that 5-year target. Change and challenge. Do you walk towards them with knowing what will happen? Or do you walk away from them and remain the same? You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is how you grow. Working hard is very important. What you work hard on is even more important. So, action steps that I would like you to complete following this video. Number 1, challenge yourself. Understand what it means to challenge yourself and work out exactly where, how, and when you will challenge yourself. Number 2, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We only grow when we are outside our comfort zone. We cannot grow when we're in a comfortable state. Number 3, work out where you want to be in 5 years. That is both in your personal and professional life. Do you want to stay in the same job you have now? Do you want to climb the leadership ladder? Do you want to be a father or a mother if you aren't already? Do you want to be married if you aren't already? And number 4, plan towards your 5-year target. What steps do you need to take in order for you to strive towards it? What obstacles might come in the way, and how are you going to remove them? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep learning more strategies on leadership, personal growth, and influence that will benefit you in both your personal and professional life. Connect with me on my other social media channels too to keep in contact and up to date on what I am doing. And please visit my website, highlyeffectiveleader.com, to learn even more valuable strategies in the area of leadership, personal growth, and how you can increase your influence. Please download my free ebook, Grow Your Mindset, by clicking the link in the description below this video.